I remember for years, I always thought, I mean, forever, up until like the last maybe 4 years or so, I always thought cash was king. I always had a pocket full of money and I always had a bunch of money stashed away, like always. But the older I got, I realized credit is really king. And the way you look to the banks mean everything, because they can make $100 million deal happen in no time. I mean, we can go outside and figure out how to make $100 million deal happen. But once you get that money, you're not gonna have 100 million because you have to figure out how to clean it if you want to spend it. Like, it's a whole process. But with good credit, and I mean, yeah, like I'm saying, like just with good credit, I'm saying, like you make anything happen.
So yeah, this is the first, well, not even the actual official. This is like our test video for the Brick by Brick podcast, but you already know it's big vibes, man. So welcome to the Brick by Brick podcast. My name is Stef, aka Stef Result. My big brother G. Introduce yourself, Big G.
Greg, they used to call me the general, but I go by Greg
now. For real, you know what I mean? The general.
If you know, you know.
You know what I mean? So what's dope is that I feel like we've done a lot of cool things. You've done a lot of cool things, from party promoting, you know what I'm saying, to real estate, to, you know what I'm saying, everything, man. So like, bro, like what was the name of the promotion group at first? Gage Corp.
Gage Corp. It definitely was Gage Corp.
Yeah, Gage Corp. Yeah, I mean, so the Gage Corp General, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So how you feeling, bro, first and foremost?
Blessed and highly favored. Like, these last 2 years been trying, so, you know, blessed. Can't complain.
Facts. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was thinking about how, like, you could write a movie just based off of what happened, because I remember bugging out and being like, all right, cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, big bro about to, you know what I'm saying, go on this little vacation. We're gonna have to thug it out and do what we do. Like, it is what it is. But then Rona hit, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Like, bro, literally 3 months later. Like,
yeah.
3 months in. And
yeah.
Corona hit, like, out of nowhere.
Yeah, man. So just thinking about dealing with all that and everything that was going on top of what was already going on, was madness, you know what I'm saying? But super happy to have you back, you know what I'm saying? Have you back in these streets, and you already hitting the ground 1,000 miles of running, man. So before we officially started recording, we were talking about the deal that you and Ainsley are kind of working on, and kind of bringing the Peaches and the family in. So kind of explain how that whole thing came together.
All right, so I love buying houses. Like, I realized that I'm passionate about it, but we'll dig into that later. But so my whole motto is, ain't no point in going up by yourself. I always been like that. Like, from when we was outside to doing business to not real estate. I mean, if I'm going, I'm trying to bring somebody with me. So we found this deal. Actually, my homegirl found the deal, and she wanted it, but she lives in Florida. So she asked me to go take a look at it. So I went around and looked at it. It's not far from a couple of other properties we own, literally like around the corner. So I told her it was a good deal. A day later, she called me back. Baltimore? Yes. Yep. West Baltimore. A day later, she called me back and said, because the house is supposed to go to auction. So she called them and they said, if she buy it for $75,000, you know what I'm saying, like, it won't hit the auction block. But they had a buyer's premium on it as well for another $7,500. So that put the value of, like, purchase price at $82,500, and it was a little over her budget plus the rehab. It was like maybe $70,000 or so. So she said she was going to pass. Now, as a stand-up person should, I told him, like, yo, if you pass on it, I'm going to jump on it. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying, as long as you're not interested anymore, I'm going to shoot my shot.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. So my sister kept saying she wanted to get in. And so I called and was like, look, man, I got a good deal. And you know what I'm saying, like, let's just go 50-50, because I feel like owning 50% of something is better than owning 100% of nothing. So she said, all right, cool. I called my agent, put in a contract, and yeah, I'm just waiting for them to ratify it. But as soon as they ratify, I'm gonna get busy, as we do.
Fact. So hold on. So everything's kind of like already good to go with that?
Yeah, I mean, I did the DocuSign yesterday, like literally
Nice.
an hour after she was like, she's gonna pass. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna jump on that. She was like, cool. As long as she gave me the okay, I called my agent, put a contract in, because I always heard speed, success loves speed. So ain't no point in wasting no time. Like, bro, I mean, I was on vacation for 2 years. Ain't no time to waste, bro. Gotta get back to it.
Exactly. And I think what you said just now was really important too, because saying like success loves speed, that's mad real, because even one of my boys, he's gonna be a guest on the show eventually too, my boy Steven Story. He was talking about like, yo, like you gotta take quick action, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about. Like you gotta, you know what I'm saying, pull that trick and make it happen. And then that's when things kind of start moving in your favor, especially, you know what I mean? So that's a gem, man.
And you have to be willing to take the risk. Like that's been my gift and my curse. Never really been scared of nothing. Like if it's good, bad, or indifferent, I'm gonna shoot my shot and see what happens. Yeah. So, and that's how that happened as well. Cause I'm like, all right, I put up X and I'm gonna make a couple of amps. All right, I call that. Let's go.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, they say the old school phrase is like no risk, no reward. But some of my white homies, they be like, yo, no risk it, no biscuit. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? That's really what it be. That's really what it be,
Same
man.
difference,
For real.
exactly.
Man. You know what I mean? So that's dope, man. And I've always, I mean, granted, I've been right there with you, but I always appreciated one that you've been always been on your grind, but also always been about kind of bringing a family on as well too. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're doing the podcast now. So we got Brick by Brick, and we got the Dope Digital Networks popping too. You know what I mean? So we got a lot of things shaking right now, man. So
facts.
Like, what's your vision as far as building up the whole real estate empire and portfolio and all that, man?
So I was riding with my brother. It's my brother because he's married to my sister. They've been married like 28 years maybe, but I've known him forever. So regardless, I'm saying like, it's my brother. So I'm riding with him earlier. I took him over there to show him the house. And I'm kind of explaining the game to him because I always believe in teaching a man to fish and not giving them a fish. Because I mean, if I teach them to fish, I'm saying they can eat forever. So I was showing him like a couple other buildings. I'm like, yo, I want to buy that. I want to buy that. And so to answer your question, my goal is once we get enough single family, and I don't know what that number is for me yet, but I want to transition into bigger deals, 15, 20, 30, 100, 150 units. But I want to master this first in every aspect of it. And once I do, then I can confidently go into those bigger deals and go into those rooms and get the respect I deserve. But two, I know exactly what I'm doing. And I have the equity in all my properties. So I look good for the bank. Because I remember for years, I always thought, I mean, forever, up until like the last maybe 4 years or so, I always thought cash was king. I always had a pocket full of money and I always had a bunch of money stashed away, like always. But the older I got, I realized credit is really king. And the way you look to the banks mean everything because they can make $100 million deal happen in no time. I mean, we can go outside and figure out how to make $100 million deal happen. But once you get that money, you're not going to have 100 million because you have to figure out how to clean it if you want to spend it. Like it's a whole process. But with good credit and I mean, yeah, like I'm saying, like just with good credit, I'm saying like you make anything happen. So right now, that's the plan. To buy up as many single families as I can, or multi-families, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. Rent them out to, I mean, rehab them and run them to deserving families and just build from there. Like it's crazy. Just this week alone, 5 different people pulled up on me at this other project we're working on and asked me, hey, did you buy that house? And I was like, yeah. And it was like, thank you so much. I mean, like this lady today, like she said she's been living in the neighborhood for 60 years. And for at least 40 of those years, the house looked the way it did. Wow. And I mean, you've seen it like trashed. So she's like, yo, I mean, because you know, like she was like, it's the worst house on the block, and I'm glad you're fixing it up. You an investor, that's the key. You want the worst house in the best neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where your equity is. Yep. And the win with this property is we got the house and the land next door. So once we're done rehabbing it, all right. So the plan is once we're done rehabbing it, me and my two partners, we're gonna build an apartment building right next door. And that's we're gonna go from seven buildings, well, let's say 7 doors, to like 15, 16 in no time, or 15. Mm-hmm. And just build off of that. Like, I've never built a house before. Yeah. Don't mean I can't do it.
Exactly.
So that's kind of the plan.
I feel like if you can rehab and, you know what I'm saying, property, like the next step naturally is development anyway, you know what I'm saying? So
bro, I was telling a lot of the homies, I'm like, yo, if I or even you can do half the things you've done in your life, bro, you can do anything. Like, you just got to be disciplined, focused, and stay consistent. It's gonna work.
We're talking about that earlier, consistency. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely had that conversation earlier.
Like a lot of people, like you said, a lot of people, and I mean, it's funny too, because I feel like I'm not doing enough in a lot of ways. But at the same time, like a lot of folks see what we've been doing and see what I've been doing, and like they love it and they salute it and they look up to it. But I feel like when you got like us, when you got an ambitious spirit, like you're all trying to do more and go bigger and go harder, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of folks don't see the work and the time put in behind the scenes to, you know what I'm saying, get where you're trying to go to and make what you're trying to make happen, man. So,
right, that's what we're talking about. Like, a lot of people nowadays with like Instagram and all that, they see you at Z, but they don't know what it took to get to Z. You had to start from A. So, but you just got to stay consistent, keep grinding and keep building. It's gonna happen. Like, in 12 months, I bought 5 rental properties, and I mean, and I did that with my back against the wall. So what am I doing in 2022? You know what I'm saying? Like, in the past month, I had 2 properties. One we closed on, and one I'm waiting for them to ratify the contract, and so I could be on the contract. So in 30 days, it's 2. All right, come on, man, let's keep going. And I don't mind sharing it with anybody.
You ain't been home a month. That's crazy.
Literally, bro, it's literally been a month and like 4 days.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Even on vacation, I was busting plays and making deals happen because this is what I want to do. Like, this I'm passionate about. Because we saw that ain't work. We see it time and time again. It's kind of foolish to think you was gonna beat the system. And ain't no real beating the system. But this the new game. And it's the same process.
Facts, man. So this is kind of our test episode, but I feel like we got to upload this because this is kind of fire. So this is like episode 0, you know what I'm saying? Because this is kind of fire anyway. And I feel like this will give people a good feel of what we're trying to do. But our first official episode, I want to give folks a real intro and have you kind of tell your story, you know what I'm saying, from back in the day till now, into what you could talk about and really give folks that full vision, man. But I want to ask, because even like you were just talking about how important it is to get your credit right, and you can have that money in the street, but if you can't prepare it the right way, then it really means nothing, you know what I mean? So what one piece of advice would you give guys in the street looking in transition and do something legit and be assets to their community?
Bro, first and foremost, YouTube University. That's a fact. Like, you don't have to go to school. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to be willing to learn and take the time to learn, because on everything and I didn't even realize it until my older sister Patsy said it to me. We were riding one day. Actually, she was taking me from one of our offices in DC to our other office in Maryland, where my car was. And she was like, yo, I'm real proud of you. At the time, she didn't even know what I was going through. She just knew I was buying the properties. And she's like, yo, I'm really proud of you, because I remember you talking about buying rental properties for 10 years, and now you're doing it. And for 10 years, I talked about it. But I didn't have all the answers, and I really didn't know where to look. And it wasn't until that day that you picked me up in Miami and put me onto that podcast, Bigger Pockets, and the first 5 minutes answered every question I had. So I just started soaking up game for like 60 days straight, just everything, all day, every day. Like I'm listening to podcasts. I'm running, I'm listening to podcasts. I'm working out, I'm listening to podcasts. I'm in the office, I'm listening to podcasts. I'm driving in the car, I'm listening to podcasts. Like it was just nonstop because I knew that's what I wanted to do. And now I have most of the answers. And once you get the information, you just got to execute. So I got the information, and 60 days later, I started shooting my shot. I was getting straight dubs, but I was shooting my shot. Yeah. So I went back to these podcasts and I started listening and figuring out what I did wrong. Because half of them may have nothing to do with what I was doing, but it was a gem in there somewhere. And I took it, you know what I'm saying? Like I took the gems I needed and I ran with it. Went back less than 20 days later, boom, locked my first deal in. Rehabbed that house in 3 months. I'm talking about day and night. Like I had these boys working because I bought it in November. And so Thanksgiving, oh, we working. Like, what's up? Oh, you ain't got no ride? Bro, I'm gonna come get you. Oh, it's the holidays? Don't sweat that. I'm gonna pay you more because I understand, you know what I'm saying? Like you're taking time away from the family, so I'm gonna pay you more. Christmas, New Year's, what's happening? You trying to get money or not? Like, I'm saying, like, what we doing? Oh, you need a ride, bro? I'm gonna come get you. Yo, hold my car and bring me back in the morning. Like, you just got to get it done. Yeah. 3 months, knocked it out. On to the next one. Facts. So, that's dope. I mean, you like what I would tell them is, bro, you got options out here. Because I really didn't know I had options. Like, I paid my way through college for a little bit between me and my mom's, and I was like, bro, this ain't for me. Because I'm showing up to class every day, but I'm not doing the homework. Like I'm leaving school and I'm driving a couple of hours to another school to go kick it with some shorties, or I'm outside doing me. And I'm saying I just wasn't focused. That wasn't me. But not because you didn't go to college don't mean the info ain't there for you, bro. Like, especially today, YouTube, everything on YouTube, bro. Like I literally learned everything I'm doing off a podcast. Come on, son, what's stopping you?
No excuse, man, basically. And even to that point, I'll add, man, I think, so I got a design business doing web design, logo design, branding, and all that. I learned all that from literally just off YouTube. Like, so I was able to take that free information, take action, and turn it into actual design business too. You know what I'm saying? So like, you're right, bro. So from the real estate to the branding, the website, like, yo, like it's all about, if you want the information, go out there and find it and take action, man. So one, listen to podcasts like this, brick by brick. Make sure you subscribe on the Apple and the YouTube when we get all that set up, which should be set up by the time we drop this. And yeah, man. So big bro.
Bro, I learned to write a ebook. Never wrote a book in my life. I'm halfway through it, and the only reason I'm not done is because I'm spending so much time at these properties, respectfully putting foot to ass to make sure that the job gets done on time, because the more money it's gonna cost me.
Yeah.
But bro, like I learned the format and everything off of YouTube. Like I literally typed it in. How do I write a book? And it broke it down. All right, cool. Let's go. And I'm halfway through it. So it's like today, if you can't do it, it's because one, you're really ignorant to the fact that there's information out there, or you really just don't want to do it.
Yep.
Like you're just gonna bluff your way through it.
Yep. And it's true. I mean, and all the game really is right there. But I think that a lot of folks, like we got supercomputers that's in our pockets, in our hands every single day. But I think a lot of folks use it for just goofy shit and not understanding just how much actual power is really behind that. You know what I'm saying? Like whether you're writing your ebook, you're learning something, like, bro, like I've made tons of clients, tons of connections just off of using my phone. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's about, man.
That too. And like we also got to understand as men, and especially Black men, that bro, like the next man out there ain't your enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like me mugs don't mean nothing, bro. Everybody tough. I met a lot of tough guys, and they ain't never coming home. So ain't no point in being tough, bro. Like just have a conversation. Example, I was talking to a dude about 20 minutes ago, right before you called me. I met him. So The last property that we bought that we're working on now, I bought a sight on scene. Like I didn't see it. I saw pictures online and someone looked at it. I'm like, I bet. You know what I'm saying? Like the number, because real estate is numbers game. The numbers made sense. So I run it. Let's go. So when I did get the chance to go see it, I was there looking at it with my son and his mom. And the door was open. Like I normally close the doors, but the place was a little funky, so I left the door open. And I heard somebody banging at the door. And I came out there wild aggressive. And I realized the guy was just like, he was there for the bank cutting the grass, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And him time goes a young black dude. So I apologized, but one, situations, but two, you know what I'm saying? Like I felt like I had to protect the people that was around me. But then, you know what I'm saying? Like we get into a conversation and he wants to understand the game. So I mean, I immediately exchanged numbers with this man. I don't know, but like we friends now.
Yeah.
And to the point where he's cutting grass for these bank-owned properties. 90% of them ain't at the market yet, bro. So
that's
he
a deal
has the
funnel.
address to everyone. Come on, bro. He
That's
has
crazy.
the address for all these properties. And it was a simple conversation to say, hey, can you send me those addresses? You know what I'm saying? Like anytime you get the chance. And he shot them all to me. Like he don't expect nothing in return. And all the game I'm pouring into him, I don't expect nothing in return. Like all I expect is like my boy Ron said, bro, this was years ago. You know Ron.
Yeah, shout out to Ron, man. Yeah.
Good dude, bro. Like he was like, yo, G, you don't owe me nothing, son. Pay it forward. And I took that and ran with it. Like, bro, it's nothing to help a man, bro. All I ask in return, pay it forward, help somebody else. Because if I had to help back then, it'd have been different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's real. Man, so on that note, that was some real game, and yeah, some of that got to go on YouTube or Instagram and all that, because that was some fire bars right there, man. But yo,
make it happen.
Got you. You already know what time it is, man. So yo, this is our first episode 0 of the Brick by Brick show. You know what I'm saying? And yo,
I'm gonna have to go get me a gold mic because he ain't gonna outshine me.
Come on,
yo, my background,
my
background gonna be ill.
Matter of fact, yo, I shared my Zoom background on Twitter a couple of days ago, and one of my boys was like, yo, is that a D-Mop Pinder in the background? And I had to tell him, like, yo, like that's from my first release party from my album. And one, you set that up, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to you for that, because and I always appreciate that. That was a legendary event. But the artist who made this is still the homie, but now he's doing like legendary, crazy works around the country for big people. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, hold on. So that's the one at my memory's so shot right now.
Was it Layla?
But we had okay, so Layla and we had all the tennis shoes hanging from the rafters.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yo, Steve Francis came through. Like it was crazy.
Steve did pull up. Pull up. And it's funny because I knew him from back in the day though. Like,
yo, like weren't y'all like neighbors or something?
We lived around the same. Yeah, we lived in the same little apartment building, but then we moved. And then in high school, I was coming back around there. And you know what I'm saying? Like he was going, you know what I'm saying? He was getting ready to go to Maryland and all of that. But I mean, we had this thing when we were younger about not being groupies. But like, bro, like we knew each other from kids. Like I could have been like, yo, bro, what's happening? Whatever.
Yeah.
But shout out to him though.
But you know what though? Like it goes back to your point of, you know what I'm saying? Like one, not even just being able to, not being afraid to show love, you know what I'm saying? Because like nobody wants to look like a dick rider or whatever. The whole time it's like, yo, if more of us supported that light that we see in each other, like the community could be a lot further, especially us as Black men. Because I was talking to my guy Steve, was like, matter of fact, I texted you yesterday. I was like, bro, super random, but thank you for being a real nigga and I love you. You know what I'm saying? Because like there's not enough of us out there really doing that. You know what I'm saying? But like the fact of the matter is, the more that we show that love, it's like more comes from that. You know what I mean? So yeah, man.
But that's why I deal with the people I deal with, like my family and like my close homies, like Jabri, Slim, Puck, all them dudes, like they real stand-up dudes. And they like, you know what I'm saying? Like they give each other their flowers, as we should, you know what I mean? Like if I win, they celebrate. If Slim win, jab win, like we all celebrating, like, but that's what we should do as men. Yep. That's what we should do. But we weren't raised to believe that.
Yep.
So I mean, it's time to change the narrative.
Now you're right, and I mean, you know my boy Carmelo, you know what I'm saying, all them boys, man. Like yo, like I make sure whenever they gotta win, it's always we all celebrate each other's win. But like, I tell them like on a regular, like bro, I love y'all boys, you know what I'm saying, because there's not enough of that going around, and cats gotta know, and that ain't on no. However, folks want to feel about it, and it's like yo, like from man to man, that's love and respect right there. You know what I mean? So yeah, bro. So man. This was supposed to be a test episode, but this is too good. This is too much realness and too much rawness, man. So this is definitely gonna hit the interwebs, man. But anything else you want to close out with?
Oh, we about to run this. We potting, yeah.
We potting,
bro. We buying houses.
We potting now,
bro. We buying houses. We taking care of our kids, and we potting. That's what we doing.
That's what it's about, man. For real, man. Right. So yo, episode 0, Brick by Brick Show. Make sure y'all follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, YouTube, Apple, Spotify, all that, man. And yo, catch y'all later, man. Peace.